Well, John Alwyn-Jones reporting for Travel Mall TV from the Australian Tourism Export Council Symposium in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. Wow, is that a mouthful. We've just had an amazing performance from some young people on the stage who stem out of tap dogs and so on, and I'm having a chat with Liz Ward, who's the CEO of the Australian Tourism Data Warehouse, which I've got a bit of a problem, you see. Tourism data and the excitement we've just seen, how do we pull those together?
What, you don't think tourism data is sexy?
Well, it's sort of. I mean, it's potentially boring, but I know you're going to tell me it's not.
No, it's not. Tourism data, the information, the text and the images and the video that we use to tell the story of Australia to potential visitors to Australia is incredibly important, and it can be very sexy when it's contextualised so that the consumer can use it and make best use of it.
So how does it all work? I mean, in terms of the Australian Tourism Data Warehouse, okay, so it's not a building, is it? Where is it? I mean, tell me about it.
Well, we could be anywhere. We could work in an igloo. But what it is the data that's collected by the states that the tourism operators provide to their state tourism organisation gets checked, gets images added to it, and it gets provided to us on a daily basis. We make sure that it's quality controlled. We have it in a system that allows publishers and inbound tour operators and travel agents to be able to draw on it, to publish it on their websites.
So give me an example of somebody who's really used it well or used your data well, say maybe a website operator or somebody like that.
Sure. There's a website that's done a particularly good job called pleasetakeme2.com.
Now,
they're a fairly new entry into the online marketplace and into travel generally. But I think the thing that they've done well is they've really put it into a context that makes it very user-friendly to use, which is what everybody's trying to achieve online, to ensure that the customers stay on their websites and get the information that they need.
Okay. In terms of, we heard the other day about online versus retail. I don't know if you were at the backpacking event, but Alan Collingwood was saying that there's got to be a balance between retail and online and so on. But tell me a bit about the growth in online and how you're solving or helping to solve the problem of complexity of online travel bookings.
Well, the growth, it's sort of like 10% year on year, I think is what we're seeing. And also what we're seeing is kind of a steady shift year on year from channel or intermediary handled bookings to direct with operators. We're seeing obviously a growth in the internet market generally and broadband costs coming down. So all in all, everything's just moving forward towards consumers wanting to plan and book their holidays online, and they have a growing perception that they're going to get to do that more cheaply if they can do it directly. So everyone's trying to respond to reducing commission rates, etc. So the way that ATDW makes that better for Australia is that we can get the information that's needed on the websites to the websites, and the owners of those websites, retail agents, etc., they don't have to pay the costs of collecting and managing that information. Now, added to that is TXA, Tourism Exchange Australia, which is the booking exchange, an inclusive booking exchange that we've bundled with the ATDW database, so that a website can actually access not only the information but the point of booking for that particular product as well. And it's all done on the terms and conditions agreed by the distributor and the product. So we're not trying to get involved in that really, commercial area. But what we want to do is just make it easier for consumers to actually get on a website, find the information and book their holiday.
So is anybody else doing what you're doing elsewhere in the world?
No, we truly are the envy of other countries. We get phone calls from countries saying, how did you do it? How did you get it together? And I think Australia's done a fantastic job at this. Obviously, they've had a lot of collaboration in the States and Tourism Australia to commit to it, build it, keep it going. But I think also Australia's in a better position maybe than some countries politically, doesn't have as much historical baggage and that sort of thing, so we've been able to work on federated systems and projects. And ATDW is probably the first, really holistic federal tourism project that's really paid off incredibly well.
So how do people, if they're an operator or whatever, or a website operator, or you operate a B&B in, Dubbo or Cairns or whatever, how do they find out more information about ATDW?
Well, if you operate a B&B, you've got to go to your state tourism organisation. So that's easy. You can either ring them directly or you can go to their website or come to our website. We'll help you find that. If you are wanting to get content for your website, come directly to us. We'll sign you up. You get an access key. We provide the technical support. And then you can do what you like with that content. And that's really important because the individual websites want to brand it and they want it to work with their business model. So we're, complete flexibility. It's working with industry standards in terms of the technology standard that it uses. We've got a support team there, and we try to make it as simple as possible.
Good. Well, Liz, thank you very much indeed. That was an amazing explanation. It's clarified a lot for me. Thank you for lunch. Thank you for the dancers as well. And it's John Alwyn-Jones reporting for Travel Mole TV from the ATEX Symposium in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia.